Welcome to this week's Maryland's Missing and the Murdered. Maryland's Missing and the Murdered is a weekly YouTube channel that covers the topic of missing and murdered individuals from the state of Maryland. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe. Click the bell so you'll be notified when the next cases are released. This week, I am covering the murders of Michelle Dorr and Laura Houghteling by Haddon Clark. Haddon Clark had a weird and dysfunctional childhood. At the age of 4, he would decapitate animals and dissect them. His parents were both alcoholics. His father would call him retarded, and his mother would dress him as a girl. At the age of 23, Haddon Clark graduated from the Culinary Institute of America. He enlisted in the Navy in the early 1980s and worked as a cook. As retaliation from bullying, Clark would urinate in mashed potatoes he was cooking. He was discharged from the Navy in 1985 when he was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. In 1986, Clark was living in his brother's basement in Silver Spring, Maryland, but was asked to leave the home when he was caught masturbating in front of his niece and nephew. On May 31st, 1986, 6-year-old Michelle Dorr was reported missing by her dad. She lived 2 doors from Haddon Clark's brother. On June 8, 1986, police questioned Clark about Michelle. He told police he couldn't remember as he blacks out at times. The police let him go after he produced an alibi. 2 years later, in December 1988, Clark had his landlord's home booby-trapped, stole items, and killed their cats. He was charged, pled guilty, and ordered to have psychiatric treatment. In February 1989, Clark dressed as a woman and stole coats and purses from multiple churches. He spent 45 days in jail. In 1992, Clark was hired by a woman named Penny to be her gardener. When Penny's daughter, 23-year-old Laura Houghteling, returned home, Clark became jealous. On October 14, 1992, Haddon Clark purchased a nylon cord, duct tape, and rope. 4 days later, Clark broke into Penny's home, dressed in one of her dresses and a wig. He pointed a gun at Laura and forced her to undress and bathe. He then bound her with tape, covering her face and suffocating her. Police investigating Laura's murder found bloody pillowcases with DNA on it belonging to both Laura and Clark. In 1993, Haddon Clark pled guilty to second-degree murder and sentenced to 30 years for Laura's death. In 1999, police investigating Michelle Dorr's disappearance searched the home of Haddon Clark's brother. They found Michelle's DNA in the basement floorboards where Clark was living at the time of Michelle's disappearance. When police went to prison to talk to Haddon Clark, he agreed to take them to Michelle's body. He told them that he abducted Michelle, sliced a symbol on her back, and cut her throat. He then said he tried to have sex with her dead body, tasting her flesh, then burying her in the woods. Haddon Clark then led investigators to the woods, helping them unearth her body. Haddon Clark received another 30 years for Michelle Dorr's murder. Haddon Clark is still incarcerated in a prison on Maryland's Eastern Shore. Thank you for joining me this week. If there's a Maryland's Missing or Murdered case that you would like to see on this channel, email me at marylandsmissing@gmail.com. Twitter is Maryland's Eminem. Music is by Silent Vengeance. Sources will be listed in the outro. I will see you again next week. Be kind to one another. You never know what will happen tomorrow.